Well, we're back from summer break.
Hey, everybody. We're back. It's been a minute. Some of us have lives, and we were busy living for the last couple weeks.
Yeah, we actually, I don't know if you know this, but when you have a podcast, it's mandatory that you have to have a summer break or else they make you cancel the podcast.
It's like teaching.
Yeah.
So
well, truly we are teaching the community something, so.
Oh, we're going to learn
welcome.
something today. Nothing new, and several questions will be posed, but none of them will be answered.
And you're going to answer Helena's Riddles 3.
Yeah, the only way we're going to continue this is off the end of every episode. We're going to ask you Riddles 3, and you must comment the answers to the riddles down below. And if so, then we'll give you 20 balloons during the next episode. Good evening. Today, we're going to talk about... Hello.
Hello.
What I really wanted to do is start this episode off with a cold reading of the entirety of Fame is a Gun by Addison Rae. So I'm just going to take the chorus just to set the tone for...
And you know what? I'm going to sit my ass down and listen.
Sydney's laying on the couch with her eyes closed right now like she's in therapy. But we're gonna just to set the tone. Fame is a gun, and I point it blind. Crash and burn, girl, baby, swallow it dry. You got a front row seat, and I got a taste of the glamorous life. And then if we're starting on verse 2, There's no mystery. I'm gonna make it, gonna go down in history. Don't ask too many questions. God gave me the permission. And when you shame me, it makes me want it more. It makes me want it more. And then the chorus again.
Wow, that made me feel something.
It's a little poignant. But what the inspiration for this episode, I wanted to start with just addressing the elephant in the room, Lena Dunham's memoir, FAMESICK.
Oh, okay.
Unfortunately for Sydney, who has never really seen... I've showed her clips of girls, and that's it. She refuses to watch any sort of Lena Dunham production.
Well, okay, it's not that I refuse. Like, if you told me Lena Dunham was going to be in a TV show, I wouldn't be like, yuck, I'm not watching that. I'm just not particularly a fan, and I think she is a little bit questionable as a person. So I'm not going out of my way to research her, we'll say.
Yes, and I'm also going to say I'm not addressing like the major...
We are not addressing the allegations
We are
today.
not addressing the allegations today. Like, I am not
We
going
will
to
have
touch.
her on next week to address the allegations, though. So
she's never addressed any allegations famously. She's very reclusive famously. So
meanwhile, she's spilling her guts in her memoir. But
well, that's exactly what we're going to talk about. Yeah. About the efficacy of such. But yeah, for reference, I am not covering the 20... I forget when her first memoir came out.
There's more than one?
Yeah, this is her second memoir.
Oh. Yeah. How much is there to say about her?
She's lived many lives, Sydney. Relax.
Okay.
So her first memoir came out when she was really like weirdly young for a memoir, like under 30. I think she was probably about 25, 24. It was after the success of Girls. And in that, she referenced something that happened in her childhood. I am not touching that shit today. So if you want to find out about it,
that shit with a 10-foot pole.
Never. No, I'm not touching it. If you want to find out about it, you can Google it. But you didn't hear it from me. And so that aside, she has been in the spotlight for a lot of reasons, I'd say. And not just her creative talents. It's also like, she's one of those people where like her life becomes her art. And she's very, very clear about that. So if I may begin, when Lena Dunham first became a household name, in 2010, her movie Tiny Furniture was released at Sundance, and it got a lot of attention and praise.
Was she just in that, or did she like direct it?
Okay, bro. Like, so the whole movie is also about a girl coming home from college, right? And like not knowing what to do with her life. So silly. And she was 23 and 24 at the time of writing, directing, and starring in the film.
Oh, wow.
So it's her movie. And it is incredibly personal because it almost exclusively features her immediate family, her mom and her sibling, and all the actors are like her actual friends.
Okay, wow.
There's only one or two people that were like hired for that movie. So, and it was filmed in her mom's house, like where she grew up.
Wow.
So she's been kind of doing this thing for a minute where she writes directly about her life. And in the memoir, she also talks about the actual people that were inspirations for that movie. And in that movie, it features, she goes and works at a restaurant and has a crush on a guy that's like no good there, right? And this was based upon a real life relationship she had, which eventually like became Adam in Girls. And in her book, she names a lot of people. She never gives the actual name of the man that inspired Adam and Girls. Never fully addresses him. And I think maybe it's just because he's a civilian. I don't know. But yeah.
Not a civilian.
Well, because he was like some guy, right? And embarrassingly, she took him to Sundance when the movie like came out. And it was fully like about, not all of it's about him, but like there's a moment with them featured. So like, and she was in love with him, and it was a whole thing.
That's a crazy choice, by the way. See, this is my thing. I'll let you continue in a second, and we'll talk about this more after you give your Lena Dunham overview. But my overview is that this is what I'm saying. Like, she does things that seem a little bit contradictory and silly sometimes, and I'm like, how did you get to where you are,
bro? Like. And when you read her memoir and you learn the context, it's like, yeah, I do understand why. I think several mistakes were made because she's a very outspoken person. But generally, she really blurs the line of like, okay, what happens in your personal life becomes art, right? Because a lot of it, she's in the memoir, she does not, anonymize? Make anonymous?
There's no anonymity.
Thank you, Sydney. There's no anonymity. She's very selective with who she gives anonymity to. Anonymity. And so she also, like, she name drops a couple people in the book that are like, household names like Judd Apatow. And Judd Apatow was the one that watched Tiny Furniture at Sundance and then contacted her and got her in contact with HBO, gave her Girls, essentially.
She Judd on my app till I tow, but continue.
I have no response. Okay. So she details that relationship a little bit. But another one, a very big one that she details that's basically like a through line through the whole book is her relationship with her and her producer for Girls, Jenny Connor. Jenny was a showrunner and co-producer for HBO and did a bunch of other stuff, and then worked with Lena on Girls, which aired in 2012, so 2 years after Tiny Furniture. In that time, for reference, when the show is like in formation to when it airs, she's 25.
Kind of crazy.
Yeah, like this is just a lot on a young woman.
Yeah.
I can't imagine writing that shit when I was like 24, 25. So she's really young, and she, so I want to give her a little bit grace due to her age and personal circumstances. The book really, FAMESICK specifically, gets a lot into the details of her chronic health issues, which started like, for her whole life, she kind of described herself as like a sick kid. But when she was in her early 20s, like 23, 24, and Girls was really coming to fruition, she also is experiencing undiagnosed endometriosis and going through many working days of physical pain because it's not really the type of job, because she was so writing, directing, and starring in Girls. She just had to do that shit. Like, there was no, like, off days. So I don't know. It was crazy. So she had essentially over the entire creation, filming, and distribution of Girls for over 6 years. She was working through this, of having surgeries, having, you know, a lot of days of physical pain. She directed from a fucking wheelchair on some days, and eventually had her entire uterus removed too before the show ended. So I just want to say, like, in what I'm about to describe about her relationship with Jenny, Lena Dunham was going through a lot, and was very young doing so. And so by the time Jenny and Lena were paired together for this career, Jenny was a full-blown adult. She was 41 with children, a family, and she had been in the business, specifically at HBO, like, for a while. Lena was 24. And Lena also is working really closely with Judd Apatow, and she writes a couple, like, little anecdotes here and there, vulnerable moments that, you know, they had together, and he really rode for her and fought for her to get the show and overlooked some messier moments with her. But she does not, I don't think their relationship was as intense as her and Jenny's, and she doesn't say it is either. So through Lena's lens, Jenny was her best friend and number one confidant. Refers to her as family many times because at this point in time, her sibling, because of what happened in the first memoir, where there's a little bit of weird stuff going on there, her sibling goes.
I mean, that's one way to put it.
Yeah, sure. Her sibling fully cuts her off, moves across the country, and is just doing their own thing. And so Lena was going through that and kind of looking for other, you know, like substitutions for that part of her life. And so there's an emotional part of this, you know, obviously, where they're being vulnerable with one another and writing and being creative and whatnot. But circumstantially, they're spending a lot of time together, shooting, you know, 6-7 days a week. 6-7 mentioned on the podcast. They're shooting, you know, many days a week, long hour days, like at least I would say like 12-hour days together, and then going and writing. And then they're also going on retreats together. They're sharing hotel rooms, and she details like sitting in a hot tub, talking about their creative future, exchanging gifts. And then, you know, Jenny comes and visits her after Lena's procedures and surgeries. And so I do understand where she was coming from. And it sounds like with these two, there was an extreme blur of business and personal. But Lena does state many a time that she is generally an oversharer and extremely open with others, which is why it might have felt so one-sided. Keep in mind, she is using Jenny's full name in all of the book.
Again, kind of crazy.
Yeah. And full legal name. And she wrote as if Connor had switched roles in their relationship, going from cozy bestie to supervisor. It kind of seemed like Jenny was being a little bit hot and cold with Lena as their professional work went on, which made her confused about, like, okay, what is going on? I'm confused. And then there was also a point early in Girls where this is a whole other thing, but Lena Dunham has a very, like, normal body type. And she was also obviously, like, front running the show and is a huge part of it, and also spends a lot of time naked. She is naked almost every episode. Full frontal. Yes. Oh my God, yeah. Like, you haven't seen enough of the show, but it was a huge deal because she basically, like, she looks like me kind of. Yeah. And she is, like, doing full nudity. The first episode opens with her having a full sex scene with Adam Driver.
Yeah. Miss Dunham, I wasn't familiar with your nudity game. Okay.
Yeah, call her what you want. Can't call her pussy. Like, she did that. So,
Well, we've seen her pussy apparently. So.
yeah. And the matter of the public influence over her body image and weight is also, talked about a couple times. But she gives a quote from Jenny during, I think, the first or second season's filming, where Jenny said, I think the issue is that you're too thin. And the thing is, it's not funny if you're too thin. It's just Sex and the City all over again. What made your movie special was that you weren't that. If we lose it, we don't have a clear voice. So it kind of added a lot of weird, like, body stuff because she had a lot of pressure. Obviously, she's on TV. She doesn't want to look, she wants to look appealing or whatever.
That's crazy to tell someone to get fatter.
Yeah, without saying it too. Smart. But she doesn't. She's very safe in a way, but yeah, it was because she kind of noticed like Lena Dunham food restricting and stuff like that. Oh, and then she was like, "You can't be doing that. It's only funny because you're fat."
See, that's like, okay, I see your intention, but that wasn't exactly the way I'd put it if we were worried about disordered eating.
Yeah, like it was always with the show and the business aspect in mind. And it just got really complicated and weird because Lena Dunham's whole life is wrapped up in the show and it's so front facing. But yeah, so they worked on the entire series of Girls. I want to say there's about 6 seasons of that. It took like 6 or 7 years. Again, 6, 7. And after that, they worked on one season of a series called Camping with HBO again. I think there was only one season. I've never seen it. And then I don't even think it's available anywhere. I don't know. They decided to end the partnership after that. And it was kind of weird because right after Girls and I think in between Camping, Lena Dunham went to rehab and she went to rehab. It was for a lot of mostly mental health stuff, but obviously she had some specifically painkillers from all the chronic health issues going on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So she was in rehab for a long while, I think. And then she left, obviously, she graduated and she was out in the world for about 62 days sober. And then she requested a therapy session with Jenny about the future of their relationship.
Whoa.
And I will also say like that came after a romantic breakup with Jack Antonoff, which we were getting into after Jenny, and a full hysterectomy, which is like 2 major life events and changes that affect the whole future of your life at the same time. And that happened right before rehab. The breakup, like, love her, but her and Jack Antonoff have this like horrid back and forth, still being in each other's lives. Like,
well, also they seem like an awful pairing. No offense to them. Like, I would never pair those two together in my entire life. It's just right.
The way she described the relationship was very sweet, and you could tell there's a lot of love there, but they're very wildly different people, I think.
Yeah, I mean, clearly I don't know them personally, but
I'm saying this parasocially, yeah.
Yeah, from what I can discern, they're just not really giving me the same energy at all.
No. But they did meet. I don't know. I think they had a lot in common at the time because they met when they were both becoming really famous. It was when We Are Young came out. That like so very early. But
wait, did Jack Antonoff did that?
Yeah, that was his band Fun.
I forgot about that lore for him.
Bro, if any like pop song that you love, Jack Antonoff had some foot in that. That's
unfortunately.
Crazy. Honestly, I don't hate him. We'll get into it. Hold on. So back to Jenny.
Whatever.
I'm gonna read you a couple quotes from her book describing the essentially couples therapy session with Jenny. And Lena was saying to Jenny, "You've been my best friend for 8.5 years. I blubbered, my family, my everything. I probably put too much on you. I know that. And I must have made you very anxious at times. I know that too." I looked at Jenny, who had never appeared more naive and innocent as she than she did right then. And her Laura Ingalls
Find the note.
Who had never appeared more naive or innocent than she did right then in her Laura Ingalls Wilder shirt, mouth crumpled. And I don't think we were making each other happy, I said. In fact, we were making each other sad. So the question, the therapist said, nonplussed by the speed with which we'd done his job for him, is whether, for this long-standing business dynamic, there is a friendship to be salvaged here. I looked up brightly. Yes, I thought there is. But before I could speak, Jenny looked at him, then back at me, and shrugged. In her look, I saw every moment we had ever misunderstood each other, from the day 8 years ago where she had told me to just fucking eat, right until now. I felt every moment I'd swallowed my own words, hope that they wouldn't come back up at the wrong time. But before I could respond, she turned to me. I just have one request. Anything, I said, really anything. She said, please don't write about this immediately. I know how you work and that you will, but please just not right away.
Us reading the retelling of this right now.
Isn't it funny how this works? So she said that, and Jenny left 15 minutes into the therapy session. She's basically said that and then took her bag and walked out. And that was the last time that she had spoken or seen Jenny.
God.
So, and then I'm going to read also the last block about this.
Lord, I didn't know I'd have reading assignments.
Well, I'm literally reading it to you.
Oh, okay.
Because I think this puts into perspective like the rest of what we're going to talk about.
Oh, okay.
So just keep it in mind.
You're valid.
It took me.
Guys, don't be afraid to put this on 2x speed if you have TikTok syndrome.
Guys, is anyone putting this on 2x speed? Please let me know in the comments below. I'm just curious.
I was actually putting one on 3x speed, so.
See, I put it on slower. It's a little bit too fast for me normally.
Okay.
Kidding. Lena says, it took me 7 years to write this, mostly because she told me not to, and I wanted her to know, in my last act as her person, the person to whom she'd once given a golden ring that read, best and always in cursive, that I know how to keep a promise. It took me many drafts to even type Jenny's name in this manuscript. The book was full of stories that made little sense without her presence. We're missing some essential seed or spark because I felt I could not include her. Ultimately, it became clear I was going to have to choose between telling an honest story and avoiding any mention of her. I knew she hadn't said ever, but rather immediately. But it's telling that even 7.5 years after last laying eyes on her, it all still feels immediate. The truth is that there's no explaining those years without explaining Jenny, not just the power I imbued her with, the fear she could incite in me with a crooked look, but also the magic. I'm allowed this to remember our nights working together on scripts in Palm Springs, sitting in the hot tub and talking about a shared future that made the fact that my boyfriend barely checked in since he'd gotten on the tour bus feel a little bit more okay. It made being far from my family feel safe, as that's what we do. We grow up and make new families, crawl into vacant nests, and shut up shop. So...
good reading, Helena.
Yeah. So that's, I think, how she justifies including Jenny as a main.
That does give extra context.
Yeah. I just that's literally what she says. So just for fun, we're going to go into the Jack Antonoff stuff. Because the general questions I have for this episode doesn't really change, but she, really gets into his shtick. And I'm going to read you also...
What would his shtick be?
I'm going to read you several quotes. But for context, their relationship was never really a secret. They were very publicly together for about 6 years. They met, I want to say, around 2013 when he was really becoming big, and as was she. She really gets into the emotional depth of their relationship more than anything else, and does not seem to show any current animosity towards Jack. But obviously she describes how she felt when they were together, and there were things that didn't work. The blame is questionable. But she also details a lot of other random intimate details about Jack. in describing their first date, she says, he was disalarmingly frank, telling me all before the entrees arrived about his affair with a lesbian, his parents living apart despite remaining married, and the time he almost died of pneumonia the year before, which had left him obsessed with lung health and disinfecting household objects. She also...
Oh, I'm sure COVID was so fun for him.
And she also mentions that he's a hugger because he doesn't like to shake hands because he's a germaphobe.
Right.
Which is like a kind of an intimate detail of someone. She says, the first time we had sex was 3 months in. I could feel how intentional he was being and that he wanted to know me. I'll censor a little bit. Lena Dunham wrote this, not me. But she said about Jack and Lena's first time together. By that cabinet, which held all my grandmother's milky green dishes, we kissed for a long time, quiet and focused, until he scooped me up and carried me to the bedroom, where I located a free condom I was given at a press event. We laughed because the condom was bright red. The sex itself was awkward and giggly. Like... as if we were too familiar, not familiar enough, and halfway through I developed an ice pick migraine above my right eye and cried out. Thinking it was a cry of ecstasy, he moved faster. Looking back, it was one of the first times I realized that pain and pleasure were often indistinguishable to the outside observer. Afterward, laying in bed, I touched his face. You really took charge there. He nodded. It was time.
Oh, okay.
So a lot of very personal, intimate details being released. This is a personal memoir, obviously. She's totally bearing all, but in doing so,
she's also bearing all of Jack Antonoff.
Yeah, like that's kind of my thing. And also, via the nature of a memoir, we are forced to take her word for everything.
Yeah.
So like, we don't even know what his perspective on that event was.
It's crazy because when you're a celebrity, when you're a celebrity, you could kind of lie about all of this if you really wanted to. And a lot of people would just believe you. They just take your word for it.
That's the thing is, like, I'm curious if because you're Lena Dunham, do people believe every single thing that you write about? And then also, if you're Lena Dunham, do people go about being friends with you and in your life knowing and signing up for being included in her work? And I'm basing that off of Jenny's last quote of, please don't write about this immediately. I know how you work and that you will, but please just not right away. So, Sydney, I pose that question to you. If you're friends with Lena Dunham, are you signing up to be included in her work?
Well, that's an interesting question because I feel like with celebrities in general, are you almost signing up to be a slightly more public-facing person? Yes. Obviously, it's different if like you're friends with someone and they become a celebrity. You know, you didn't knowingly sign up for that. But if somehow, like, I don't know, Haley Williams became my best friend, I would know that things would change a little bit for me, at least while I'm around her. But in terms of work, I mean, yeah, it's almost like it's a risk you're signing up for. I don't think it's guaranteed with every celebrity that you're going to be hanging out with, that you happen to be friends with. But writers, songwriters, artists, even actors, like, you are supplying creative inspiration in some shape or form. Like, there are so many times when I'm acting that there's like a specific person that I'm like pretending I am performing a monologue to, or like I'm pulling from very specific memories to try to elicit the emotions I want. And nobody really will ever know that. And obviously that's like very private to me, but were I someone who is like, I'm writing my memoir and I'm talking about my method and I'm talking about like these things that really impact my work, yeah, I'm going to be kind of exposing like those people and those events in my life. Because I almost feel like, you know, everyone wants to know.
I agree. And it's interesting because there are other people in the book. The first time I heard, like, when this book came out months ago, we're really late on this, but this book came out months ago and everyone was very like, okay, this is kind of controversial. Like people were saying that she spoke too much on Jack Antonoff, for example. And I was like, you know what? If you're a famous person and you're a famous person dating a famous person, like even if she did alias Jack's name, you know exactly who that was given the timeline, right?
Yeah, that's the trouble with memoirs like that, because again, you probably know who she's talking about, especially if it is another public-facing figure. Like even with Jenny, if she had written that exact same book and given her just a different name, like people would figure that out. It's like when I read Jeanette McCurdy's book.
Yeah.
And she very obviously was referencing Dan Schneider, but she never used his name.
Well, legally.
Yeah. But it's like, girl.
Yeah.
Like we all know. We all know who you're
yeah.
talking about.
Well, interestingly enough, in this book, when she's first dating Jack Antonoff and they're a ways into their relationship, Jack Antonoff starts hanging out with a teen pop star while working on her album. And this teen pop star spends a lot of time in their home. And Lena details this kind of weird relationship she had with this teen pop star because at the time her endometriosis was really bad and she was actually walking with a cane.
Wow.
So she's like, I just didn't feel very hot and sexy at that time. Like she's like, I would go from being in bed with heating pad to like going and getting water or something. And I'd run into Miss Teen Pop Star. And Miss Teen Pop Star nicknamed her Auntie Lena. And she was like not even 30. So
I hate when people do that.
Yeah, so she had a lot to say about this and does not name who this other woman was. And it is insinuated later on that she is kind of aware that like something happened between her and Jack. Reader, if you look at the timeline for these public people, you will notice that in about 2007, 2018, a Mr. Jack Antonoff was working with a Miss Lord on Melodrama, which, you know, this backstory is kind of crazy because that album goes so incredibly hard and is so good. Right. So I don't like knowing that it came from this kind of place, especially, you know, Lord was not a teenager when that came out. I think she was a teenager, but she was an adult. I think she was like 19 or 18.
She was very young.
She was very young. And I also will say, like, Jack Antonoff older than her when that occurred as well. Not in an illegal way, but in like that is like someone.
Oh, that's interesting.
Just noting. I'm not saying my opinion. I'm just noting. But yeah. So she never ever named Lord. But on the internet at the time, also, very famously, someone on Twitter made a PowerPoint about listing all the reasons why Jack Antonoff cheated on Lena Dunham with Lord.
It's always some bitch on Twitter with too much time making a PowerPoint. And stands need to be stopped.
Another whole part of this is Lena Dunham is like, and she admits like she's like addicted to that shit. She's addicted to like checking social media and seeing what everyone's saying about her and her work. And she admits that it's like an addiction. Like she's not, you know, like it's not good for me that I'm doing this, but like, so that's where like the PowerPoint thing came up because she actually DM'd the creator of the PowerPoint.
Lena.
I know. Like, it's so like,
For what?
Just asking, like, do you really think that's true?
Do you really think that's true? Well, they did post it to Twitter.
Like, yes.
They went to the length of making a PowerPoint.
Yeah. So I think that in that case of being aliased with Lord, I think maybe that was a legal thing. I don't know. Like, because they clearly have kind of a weird relationship, and I doubt that they've really spoken.
Yeah, it's so interesting that certain people she will censor and other people it's like full blast.
And I also think the use of teen in her, little nickname for her teen pop star is
Yeah.
because if you listen to the word, it's indie. It's indie pop.
Well, I wonder if her thought process there is like, well, these people were my friends or like close person,
Yeah.
and they know who I am, so it's fine. They knew this was gonna happen.
Yeah. My next question with that is like, where is the line when converting real events into semi-fiction, like for profit?
It is an interesting line. What comes to mind for me, and I do think this does have to do with it, but it's a very different situation. But dear listener, you can use this to influence maybe your thoughts about this question. But there's a very well-loved and famous musical called A Chorus Line. Stop! Don't laugh. It has to do with this.
I chuckled.
There's a very famous and well-loved musical called A Chorus Line, and it is about people in the chorus of a musical. And they go through the entire process of auditioning for said musical. And it's like a ton of very personal motifs and stories, and like you're just learning about these very real struggles that performers go through. And to get these stories and these ideas, they, like the directors and the producing team, got these actors all together in a room for a quote unquote workshop and just turned the tape on and recorded them telling these stories that they were going through in auditions and just like the struggles they were having as an artist in their life. And even though these people were actors, even though these people had literally lived that experience, I don't think any of them got cast in the show. Like some of their stories were taken verbatim.
Yeah.
And it was a very, very successful musical. And it those people didn't know that that's how their stories were going to be used, and it really changed the way that performers are compensated and credited when it comes to workshops of musicals. But it's interesting because some people could argue like they knew what they were signing up for. Like, why did they think they were going to be in that room with a tape recorder on? Because it was the 70s.
Yeah.
But the other side of the coin is like, you wouldn't have that show, you would not have that book, Lena Dunham, without these people, So where's the line?
Yeah, and I think she is very aware of like, her stories and her art are her life, but a lot of her life is instances in relationships with other people. That story reminded me of The Palo Alto is a book by James Franco, actually. And it was taken from, I don't know how exactly he did it, but he somehow got interviews and stories from real high schoolers at Palo Alto High School, where he went to school, not when he went, but in, 2013 or whatever. And turned that into a book and fictionalized the stories. But a lot of them were like, true-ish.
Yeah.
And obviously they're all minors, so he changed all the names and whatever. And then that was fully made into a movie. So...
And then he said, fuck those kids.
That's the thing, is like, what is the balance of that? And like...
Yeah, because it is kind of strange in all of those circumstances and in the chorus line circumstance to love these people's stories, or at least find such value in them, but decide that the people who told you them are not good enough to tell them to a wider audience. There's something very like weird when you step back and think about it that way.
Yeah, because that it's more about like the intention of what you're making, and if you're like going through things and you want to make a biographical memoir, then the details and the people are probably a lot more important. But if you're just doing that, where you're like, well, eventually I want to do a story, about this subject matter, and you take a bunch of people's stories and pick and peel details, I think that's just story writing and making. But to go back to Lena with this ultra personal memoir, my other question was, does her vulnerability and how, because she's incredibly like raw and vulnerable in this, and how she felt, and also like bad decisions that she made. She admits to cheating on Jack Antonoff, like, and she describes that whole thing in that relationship. Like, she's very vulnerable. Does that make up for any exploitation of other people?
Here's my thing, though. Did anyone ask her to do that?
But that's the crazy thing, is she's made this career off that.
I know, but the memoir specifically, like, I don't know. I just don't feel like the Dunham heads were crawling out of the woodwork to be like, please, we need to hear your life story, and like, don't leave any details out, diva. Please. Like, I think some people like her, not just her. And also, I think her memoir, her first one, came at a time when that was like a huge thing for everyone and their mother to be doing. Like, you had fucking YouTubers crawling out of the corners with their memoir.
Yeah.
But I feel like they feel this need for their memoir to be like a juicy gossip tell all.
Well, yeah.
You know, because like I'm a celebrity and I have to come clean, and I like, you know, I don't have any celebrity friends, but dear celebrities, you don't have to do that. It's okay. You can just like tell us the things that like helped shape you, and you don't need to like tell us how your first time having sex with Jack Antonoff went. It's okay. Like, we get the picture.
But you know what's crazy is, so this memoir came out a little bit after, probably like about 6 months after her first like television project in several years that she wrote and directed, and she had a small little role in it.
Mm-hmm.
Can't even tell you the name. I'm forgetting it right now because it flopped really bad. Hold on.
It flopped so hard I can't even remember it.
Can't even remember it. It has Megan. Oh, Too Much. With Megan Stolter and Will Sharp.
Okay.
And also a random other configuration of famous people: Emily Ratajkowski and Naomi Watts, and Richard Grant.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, it was a little star-studded. And I watched the whole thing. I will say, like, it was very, very Lena Dunham. Like, you know, just uncomfortable relationship stuff. But it just critically flopped. I think a lot of people really didn't get it. It was not, you know, ignorantly, I'm going to say it was not as good as Girls, right? So a lot of people put all their eggs in that basket, didn't enjoy the omelet, so we'll say, and then read her memoir and like ate up the memoir. Because I won't even lie, like, she's a good writer. I've read a lot of things that she's written, like essays, but this was the first, and I can't even say I read it, I listened to it, but she really does have like a way with words. So yeah, and I also think the juice in the memoir got people to, you know, talk about it and buy it and read it.
Which is fair, but girl, at what cost? Truly, at what cost? What cost? What cost?
What cost? Yeah. So, like, I think there's a bunch of stuff unanswered with her. I think she's also a little bit of a rare bird with...
Oh, she's a rare bird, all right.
Yeah, she's a rare bird. I don't really think of anyone off the top of my head that has the same dependence on personal experience in their work.
Yeah. Well, honestly, I think there are a lot of people who have that kind of dependency, but it's just not as obvious. You know, I mean, let's look at you. Let me ask the audience. Every time something funny or silly happens, or like a crazy event happens, you're literally like, I need to write this down.
Yeah.
You know, so theoretically, you have a running list of funny life events.
Oh, I
do. You know, which there's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I think that's very normal, you know, because reality can be quite silly. But she is just so forward with it, and it is so encompassing of her work.
Yeah. And I also like, I think the difference is that I could write a whole movie given that's almost entirely based off of like things that I've seen in the world and my experiences and like my friends and relationships. But those people are not also in the public eye, one, and I am not previously like in the public eye, you know.
Yeah.
I'm in my living room right now. Nobody's looking at me.
Well, one day when Helena is a famous writer and she like owns Netflix, I'm going to expose to everyone that she has a notes app full of our personal events and memories that she's just using for content on her content farm.
I'm going to become Mrs. Netflix. And then I have a bunch of Sydney quotes too. On January 5th, 2024, you told me, I don't like your conditioner. I don't like how it feels on my hair. And I was like, yeah, I need to use that.
Meanwhile, guys, we never agreed to share that. So, like, I can't lie. Helena or Tyler will get like a new hair product or even like a body wash or something. And I'm like, don't mind if I do.
Yeah,
let me get a couple squirts in here.
That's why I fucking recorded it. Because I was like, this bitch is using my shit. Like, every time
it's like a tax. It's like a tax.
And ever since you told me that, because unprovoked, by the way, Sydney came out of the shower, like with her hair in a towel, was like, I don't like your conditioner. I don't like how it feels in my hair.
Yeah. Well, I don't know. It seemed really promising, and I was just really let down by it.
as if I invited you. I will also say, like, given our relationship, like the other day, I didn't put a date on this. Sydney gave a whole regaling story of how she lost her wallet. And her telling the story made me laugh so hard that I started crying and a little bit of pee came out. Can you tell it for fun? We'll take a break for the story. Go ahead.
Okay, well, audience. So for context, I had a beautiful day and I was using a city bike to bike home, and I had my big duffel bag that my uncle bought from Temu for my Christmas present in the front basket. And I knew this and I should have done something about it. Sometimes the zipper just opens by itself because it's a Temu bag. And I had my wallet sitting right on the top. Bad choice. And I'm coming around the corner, like to dock the bike at the end of my journey. And I see that my pants are hanging out of my duffel bag. And I'm like, oh my God. And I frantically pull over and wallet's gone. And I'm like, oh my God. I knew that would happen. Why did I do that? And I docked the bike and I started walking back and like retracing my steps from like that I biked. And no wallet, of course. Like, come on. And there is the new smoothie store.
Guys,
they just opened up.
Three blocks from our house, they have opened a tropical smoothie.
Yes.
A brand new. It's had the grand opening sign and everything in front of it still.
Because as I'm looking at the front of the tropical stop, Helena loves this story. As I'm looking at the front of the tropical smoothie, I get a notification that my credit card, they attempted to charge almost $200 at a random bodega, and it was denied for fraud. And at that point I was like, it's so over. It's so over. I'm not getting that wallet back. And I proceeded to call my mom while I was in line at the tropical smoothie to get her to help me cancel my cards. And I tapped my phone and bought the
I wrote it down. Do you want to see?
What was it again?
So Sydney has her wallet has been stolen. She's in the line at the fucking tropical smoothie, and she's like, what smoothie am I gonna get?
Guys, the Moana collab smoothie called How Far I'll Mango just like really spoke to me.
Oh, and she said the whole thing as she ordered too. She did not point. She didn't refer to the Moana mango smoothie?
No, I gave a little giggle and I said, how far will I mango, please? And right after I tapped my card, I went into the app and I canceled it. I locked the card because I was like, well, last purchase.
It's a $9 smoothie.
And I was like, oh, yeah, I deserve this. Still on the phone with my mom, by the way, and she was like, did you just spend $200 at this convenience store? And I was like, nope, that's why I'm calling you. Excuse me, I'm drinking the How Far All Men Go, but
see, like, and that 100%, I guess I just gave that out in the podcast, but that 100% is going into, we have to at least do a skit. Or, like, it has to be a scene included where, like, you fucking fall off your bike, realize you don't have your wallet, like, your wallet is taken, and then it just cuts to you in the smoothie line, like, on the phone with your bank or something, while, like, this fucking blunder sound.
Like, tapping the card, and the woman on the phone from the bank is like, oh, you just got a charge for $9, too. Was that you? And I'm like, oh, no, that's fine. That was me. And you can definitely cancel the card now. Yeah, that was a good one.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
And that is for sure going into some sort of skit or other scene idea for me in the future.
That will be in the Helena show.
That will be in the Helena show. And I also have one other quote that I have from Sydney in my ideas and observations note app.
Okay.
On March 4th.
I love how much material I give you.
You give me a lot. That's why, like, in my memoir, you'll be in there. I'll be very vulnerable about our relationship.
Okay. And you're going to be in mine. I'm going to be like, my toxic, evil roommate that tried to kill me twice, Helena.
Yeah. But that's what makes it fun, though. I mean, it's not, what's the story without trials and tribulations?
Right.
On March 4th, 2026, Sydney said to me, young hoes don't know how to load a dishwasher. And that was really good, and I wrote it down.
Did I lie?
Did I lie? So back to the matter at hand. Thanks for taking a bit of a sleigh ride with us.
See, now I'm mad about how people load dishwashers, but that's a whole other podcast episode.
I'm not participating.
No, I know you aren't.
If we can run it, just run it. I don't care if it gets done or not. I don't care if it's actually, like, clean and efficient. I just like it to run every single night. It makes me feel good.
I'm going to get you an emotional support dishwasher. This is why I wanted to get the tiny one. You can just put it in the corner of your room and listen to it whir at night with nothing in it. Oh my God.
Yeah, the tiny little washer.
Oh, yes, the underwear washer.
The underwear washer that fits, like, 2 socks and 1 panty.
It'll make you feel better.
Anyways, Sydney, as someone that you have an acting background, you have a musical theater background. Mm-hmm. What is your relationship with attention and or fame?
Boy, do I have a relationship with it.
I know.
Yeah, that is always a very interesting question to answer. I was actually just talking to someone else about this the other day. It's interesting because I think a lot of people just assume, like, obviously like, actors are actors because they want attention. Like, you want to get famous, right? And do I think there's a lot of people that fit that bill? Absolutely. Do I think that...
Oh, you can name names.
Well, do I think that it is more of a spectrum than people give it credit for? Yes. Because there are people that I know that are full-time actors and you would have no idea who they are. And they don't really care about that. They're like, well, this is my job and I'm really happy. Mm-hmm. And then there are people I know who are like, I need to do this to get recognition and I need to have this many followers and I need to, like, start trying to get famous on TikTok and blah, blah, blah. And it's like, I understand where you're coming from, but okay. And I think for me personally, I am someone who likes attention. Mm-hmm. Is it something that really drives me 24/7? No. But it is something I enjoy. I enjoy seeing that I'm making people happy or, like, just making people feel something mm-hmm. in a way. And I do think about if I ever got famous sometimes, and I don't know, like, it would be fun to try, if I could just try it. But I genuinely kind of don't know how my life would look from there on out. So, like, I would like to think that I'd just stay the same, but I think a lot of people think that and then they change a lot. So, I don't know.
Yeah, my definition of it, and for context, I went to school for movie and script writing.
Degree in movie.
So not a real degree, but close. And
it's okay. My degrees are in drama and fine arts. So,
and I'm teaching, and Sydney is working in the food business. Yeah. So we have a podcast.
Right.
But what I always wanted was I want my craft. I want to be known in a niche community for being good at my craft. That's what I always really wanted, was like recognition in that regard from other people that I respect.
See, I do love that.
Yeah.
I do love that.
Because I don't really love the part of fame that really scares me is the lack of privacy. And also how at a certain point it is really out of your control and you become a one person business. And that part always freaked me out. And I think it's more so about my relationship with myself that like gets in the way of that. Particularly, like, I just don't love the idea of like Googling myself and there's a billion bajillion pictures of me taken from many a different angle. I'm not gonna lie. That's part of it.
Just scared of perceiving yourself.
Yeah. I mean, like, do you have a relationship with that, with being perceived?
Well, I mean, I am very
kind of, right?
I'm very hard on myself in pictures, like, but that's a whole other kind of thing. I don't know, like, I don't mind it. I take a lot of videos of myself and I do watch them back because I have to submit them to people. And I mean, since I was in middle school, I've been having videos taken of me or like self-taping myself. Singing, performing, whatever. So it is kind of weird that I get to look back at myself so often and like through so many years. And I think at one point it was something that gave me a lot of ick because I just was a little bit more insecure. My anxiety was a little bit worse. But I don't know. These days I'm just kind of like neutral about it. Like, it exists. Honestly, if you Google my full name, you will find videos and pictures and lots of content of me throughout my life. And I've made peace with that.
Yeah. When we first started this, we put one episode up. I put it on Spotify and I called it Need to Debrief with Sydney and Helena. And Sydney was like, can you put my last name on that? And I was like, what if I don't want my last name on that? And we obviously, I think now it has both our last names on it because.
Well, you don't have to. They're there.
Oh, I actually don't even know. But I think I did because I was like, well, it looks weird if Sydney says her last name and I don't say mine.
Yeah, no, it's interesting because for you're not necessarily doing something where you're trying to get like notoriety to get noticed. You're just working on your work and then going about submitting it or like networking.
Yeah.
But it's a lot different for actors or performers or that kind of thing because I feel like a lot of us are like, I just need to get noticed. And there's so many different ways to do that. And part of me is like, yeah, put my full name on the podcast because then that connects people to me.
Yeah.
Like, definitely me. And it's more content that people can consume where they can see more of what I have to offer.
Yeah.
And in a way, that is kind of weird. That I'm like, yes, I have more content that people can consume.
Are y'all hungry?
But that is my career. Yeah. And me having clips of me talking on a podcast could potentially get me new jobs that I wasn't able to have before. So it's something that I think about a lot.
Yeah, exactly. I have a question here that does participating in acting specifically mean you are seeking out fame and attention? And I do think that no, not exactly. But those two things, I think we've now tied it. If you want a successful career in anything in front of a camera, you kind of are seeking out fame and attention. Like, it's just now you have to.
I mean, a big part of making things successful has become putting recognizable people in something.
Yeah.
So I totally understand, especially people my age who haven't really broken out yet, who are like, essentially I have to become an influencer.
Yeah.
And that's what's going to really help me get out there. Because I've even felt that way. I'm like, I need to upload on TikTok more.
Yeah.
I need to like get my views up or whatever. Do I think that is explicitly the only way to be successful these days? No. But does it make it a lot easier? Yes. I mean, I have a friend of mine who I won't name. He's more of an acquaintance, but he very, very talented young man. I will say that. And he is very popular on TikTok, posts a lot of covers of himself singing. And he booked a national tour, which really got his name out there for sure, in addition to the TikToks. And then he recently booked a show and he did a cover probably last year of a song that the character he booked sings. And that is easily one of his most popular like TikToks.
Yeah.
And I think probably a big part of why he booked that role was because they saw that his TikTok was so popular. I'm not saying that he didn't deserve it. He can sing the shit out of that role.
Yeah.
But, had he not had that out there, there's a chance that they would not have noticed him for that.
I mean, that's the same as like putting Leah Michelle as your lead. It's the same as like, okay, this person's definitely going to put butts in seats. And I think that's part more of a capitalism and art issue.
Yeah.
Because that happens in movies, obviously, as well, where like your movie is not going to do anything if there isn't a recognizable face in it. And there are lots of movies that I see that are very good on their own. Like, I don't think Obsession had anyone that was, A-list or whatever. No one really that I recognized anyways, which is not a bad thing. I hate a movie where I know every single person in it. Wes Anderson movies have kind of become that, where it's just like it's Tom Hanks, it's like Bill Murray, and it's Bryan Cranston, and it's Scarlett Johansson, and I know that, and I can't watch the movie because I'm just seeing these actors. Beside the point. But when we are putting creative work into the world, like literally as we are right now with this podcast, do you think we are seeking out attention by doing so?
To a degree. I mean, especially in general, I mean, art is always meant to be consumed to a degree. You can definitely make art that is cathartic for you. You can make art that is healing to you, and there's a lot of effect that it has for you personally. But I would argue that the pure intent of any kind of art is for it to be witnessed and consumed and perceived. So is that in a way saying that you are intending attention be given to it? Yeah, I would say so. But obviously there's a lot of different types of attention. Like this podcast, we would like people to listen to it.
Yeah.
Do I want us to be like Apple's top 5 podcasts next year? That's okay. We don't have to strive for that. But would I like to have like, maybe a little following and even like maybe find a way to monetize it a little bit? That would be nice.
That would be nice.
That would be nice. Small goal to set.
But that's also not why we started it.
Yeah.
I'll say that as well. That's not like the whole reason we're here. It's more like this is a way of doing what I really want to do in like small batches, where like I love documentary stuff and I love like putting together a research discussion. And this is a way of doing that in a very comedic and light way that I very much enjoy. But I also don't, and I think Sydney knows this, I don't really have the bandwidth to be an influencer about it. like it's really hard for me.
Which is fair.
Yeah.
It's very fair.
And I also like, it's a whole thing of getting on camera is also a whole part of this that we've been, I think, avoiding because that's a whole can of worms. Like, I mean, that's more work for us. And
you should just be like Dream. Like, we're going to be on camera, but I'll be full face out and you're going to have a mask.
I'm gonna have a mask. Dude, there's a girl that I watch on YouTube that does 90 Day Fiancé reviews, and she has like the tater tot filter on. So it's just her eyes. Yeah. She's a little tater tot. Like,
see, we could do that for you.
We could do that. Yeah. Guys, I'm not chopped, but I am chopped every time we record this. I'm in my jammies and I'm in my apartment and I don't want to be on camera.
Okay. I do think to a degree, even if you're like, well, I don't really care about attention. I think it is hard not to think about it. Because I remember, we've had conversations about the fact that like the first episode, the Joe Rogan episode, got a lot of hits. And I think it's because his name was in the title. And then like the next couple did not get as much. And that was something you brought up to me. And I was like, oh yeah, I did notice that.
Well, I also think that it was a lot of friends and family in that first episode too, being very kind and streaming. And it also still is weird for me to remember that sometimes, that like my best friend from high school, Michael's mom, listened to it, the Joe Rogan one.
Hi, Michael's mom.
Yeah. And she's a cool lady. I know she would get it and she agreed with us, but there were some things like she asked Michael what a chud was. Because she didn't know.
See, I love how like we taught so many adults what a chud was. My dad also did not know what chud was.
It's, the jury's still out on it. Science is still researching what a chud really is. But yeah.
A lot of new research happening in that field. It's really impressive.
A lot of sources on our episode, actually.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's a whole thing, and I honestly think we could talk about this for a while, because a whole other part of this that I had a note on is like the woman aspect of it. One of my beloved podcasts that I enjoy in my free time, Bingetopia, they did an episode on just calling it like Girl Boss Summit, which was like women that are in the public eye and all that, and how they do. And they published the In Danger of Getting Womaned meter. And on the safe side, in the green, we have Chapel Rowan, Lena Dunham, and Britney Spears, who are like pretty safe from being womaned. In the middle is Zara Larson. Valid. I feel like everyone's always trying to like pick a fight with her. And then towards the danger zone, Olivia Rodrigo. I think this was made when her album came out and she's wearing baby doll dresses and everyone was like accusing her of things for wearing a baby doll dress. And then Alyssa Liu, who also like did a sport very, very well. And I think because she's a woman,
right,
and you're going to get womaned. Everyone
get womaned.
Yeah, she got womaned. Everyone started hating on her and she's simply like 20 and just skates really well.
Well, what's a really recent example of this? And I don't know if you saw this. There was a couple of like scandalous articles that came out recently where Kathy Griffin was photographed with this like 20-something guy. And they're like, Kathy Griffin debuts much younger, beautiful 20-year-old boyfriend, cougar mama. Yeah. Like, everyone was trying to like sensationalize it.
Yeah.
And she actually went on her Instagram like maybe a couple days ago, and she posted about it, and she was like, hey guys, thanks for participating in my social experiment. That is literally just like, I think she said it was an assistant,
just
or
a guy,
like a bodyguard that happened to be with her. She was like, not my boyfriend, but I do find it interesting how so many of you were like fuming that I had a 25-year-old boyfriend. And then she goes to name drop multiple older male celebrities that have younger women counterparts. And she's like, it's crazy how nobody has anything to say about so-and-so, 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 and the list goes on.
Yeah.
So be nice to each other, and here's when my comedy special is coming out. And I was like, I love her so much for that.
Yeah. One of my things here is, how does the concept of no bad press come into play with women? Because women really exist in the public eye and are constantly ridiculed for things they may or may not have done. Pardon, I'm a little disconnected from the culture right now, so this might be old, but like the Chapel Rowan and the Brazilian security guard incident.
Oh, okay.
When that really wasn't her fault, but everyone kind of took it as a reason.
Everyone was like, oh my God, I hate Chapel. I hate Chapel.
Yeah. Britney Spears and her general public persona right now, just dancing in silence on Instagram, but also like, you know.
Let her do it. She's allowed.
I know. And then there's also, she earned that. People like Alyssa Liu, who just by pursuing a sport and being televised, and I also think her appearance has a little bit to do with that because she looks cool as fuck, and she got a lot of attention very, very quickly, like overnight almost. And yeah, like, and with that comes a lot of people being like sexualizing her in a very unfair way, but also just trying to find dirt and trying to scandalize in any way possible because she's just like a famous woman that came out of the Kia asylum very quickly. I guess she was never in it, but
asylum.
I think she's out. She doesn't have to.
We're in the Kia asylum.
We're in the basement of the Kia asylum. Help me.
We're on the street outside the Kia asylum.
We're begging to get into the Kia asylum. That's where we're at.
I bought my $1,000 tickets to the Kia asylum.
We got VIP for the Kia asylum and we're still waiting in line outside.
If you are in line for the Kia asylum, do not get out of line.
Stay in line. That reminded me of, we were in Manhattan this week and waiting. Well, we weren't waiting, but we walked past the famous club, The Box. And we're just talking to the gentleman at the front, seeing what the vibe was. And that place is infamous. It's one of those places where you kind of have to be like hot and 23 or rich to get in. We didn't get in. But a young woman ran by and actually threw about 4 eggs at the security team there and said, and I quote, "fucking dweebs." And in a way, you are a bit of a famous establishment if you're getting eggs thrown at you. I think that's like the same thing of like, okay, con, the eggs, right? The pro is that there's still attention being put at your club. Somebody hates you enough. Somebody hates you enough to throw eggs, and then next week there's going to be like a line out the door once that, you know.
Hit me with those eggs, mama.
I paid $150 to get hit with eggs at this New York hot club.
Well, that's like also with Model Land. Recently, like Tyra Banks' Model Land.
Yeah.
Have you been keeping up with that?
Well,
her book.
Oh, she's crazy.
It's Tyra. With 4 chicks in green. People who know what I'm singing know what I'm singing. But basically, she released this like Hunger Games-esque book years ago. But it's about like these models that like go to school in Model Land, and like not everything is as it seems. And the book flopped at the time. Whoa. But now it's like coming back, but like in a camp way, and she is capitalizing the fuck out of it. Like she incorporated it into her ice cream store that she has in Australia. And
she has in Australia.
She does a lot of things. She's multifaceted, but she's like talking about, you know, now bringing that back and all that. And I'm like, you know what? A woman is capitalizing on maybe her unfair flop. Unfair. I will say it. I think Model Land shouldn't have flopped.
Okay. See, I watched the entire...
That could have been the next Hunger Games. That could have been the next Divergent. And we just laughed in her face. We said, Tyra, we don't want to read Model Land. Now, how much is a copy of Model Land going for on eBay? A lot. It's sold out and rented out in most public libraries right now with a huge line to get it.
A huge line. They're standing outside right now.
If you are in line for Model Land, if you are in line for Model Land, stay in line.
Reader, I just looked up a used copy of Model Land. At most, I'm seeing about 315, and at the least, I'm seeing about 114.
Right.
Did not know we needed this book.
I actually put a copy of it on my Tomodachi Island. I'm so influenced by Model Land.
I don't even know how to respond to that. We literally, you're so...
And you know what the main character's name is? Tuki de la Creme.
Bringing to the stage Tuki de la Creme.
And she has gray hair and heterochromia. Like she has 2 different color dyes.
Oh my God.
Right? Like that could have been the next Hunger Games and everyone poo-pooed her. I'm with Tyra.
Sydney, you and I sat on this couch and watched the retrospective America's Next Top Model documentary. We watched all 3 parts.
Okay, well, I don't agree about that part of Tyra's artistry, but I don't think Model Land got the flowers it deserved. Me having not even read the book yet, but I don't think it got the flowers it deserved.
I'd be curious how it's written, or if she even.
If you look up quotes from the book, it is kind of poorly written because she uses a lot of made up terms for that world, but to the degree where you're like, what the hell is going on? And I think she did put a glossary in the back that helped you remember what terms meant.
Oh my God, she invented her own language. Oh my God.
Yeah, it was Smizatandra. We're going to the Gagatandra convention to hit a smize and then back it up into a kooky tookie deluki.
See, now for me, we're getting a little bit into using language that's not ours. But yeah, that, bruh.
Speaking of women who have been womaned.
Speaking of women who have been womaned. Yeah, that's okay.
And maybe rightfully so, but it's okay. It's okay.
I think she was rightfully womaned, and then she's just been she still has a career. I think she's still wealthy, obviously. I don't.
You know what? Last thing I'll add about Tyra, because I've been on a Tyra rabbit hole. So obviously she makes ice cream now. Her big thing is hot ice cream. It's not cold, and she calls it smize cream.
Soup.
Essentially, yes. It's half solid ice cream. I'm so curious to taste it, but everywhere that I've read about it, everyone's kind of yeah, it was ass, but
me Googling hot Tyra Banks ice cream. I just wanted to see a picture of it, and it looks
it looks like ice
half
cream.
Melted ice cream.
But it's room temp. I don't know that it actually comes out hot, but it's not cold.
It's $12 for a little cup of. Okay.
Because that's Tyra's hot ice cream. That's Smize cream.
That is in New York. Maybe we should try it.
It's in New York?
According to BuzzFeed.
Maybe there was a pop-up. I know there's a permanent store in Australia.
Me calling off work tomorrow to go to the hot Smize cream pop-up.
It's for research. This is part of my career.
Yeah, you know what? I'll know when you're officially addicted to fame and FAMESICK, when you're taking videos like this, like Tyra Banks, making these googly-eyed expressions, trying your own ice cream that somebody else made for you, and it's just in a cup with your logo on it.
Yeah, guys, actually, I've decided I do want to get famous, but only so that I can sell melted ice cream and be like, Mama, look at this melted hot Sydney sundae. Nobody else is serving it like this.
the serving slaying Sydney sundae.
And it's hot and it's sticky and you're not going to enjoy it. And it's $20.
Sardine flavored.
Yes!
Smoked salmon flavored Smize slays serving Sydney sundae.
Exactly. That's my goal now.
I'm going to have one more note about this. And I'm realizing this now that I don't think when I was younger, like a kid, I really wanted to be famous, but I think it was more so attention. And I think now as a 26-year-old, I can say with my chest, I do want attention from a human level. I like attention from a human level. Mm-hmm. But I used to be, when I took showers, I would pretend that I was on Ellen and she was interviewing me. And I'd answer dull ass questions that nobody in real life actually cared.
But what got you on Ellen? In that
Didn't
fantasy?
know.
Oh, okay.
I was just
because you're cool.
Such a cool, relatable person. They wanted me on Ellen. And I remember she'd ask me, what's your favorite slushy flavor? And I'd be like, I mix the red and blue together. And everyone would be like,
Whoa, I never even thought of that.
Yeah. And I think that more so comes from just like, I want people to care about my opinions on things, which don't we all? But
So true.
when you were a kid, given your career path now, when you were a kid, did you want to be famous?
Yes, you know what? Yes, I will say so. Because I think a lot of my desire was literally just that I like to sing. And I did like to pretend like I would play America's Got Talent like with my sisters, and we would pretend that we were like singing and trying to win. And I would do like a 10-minute improv number of me just like singing, but that was, I was pretending. And then actually, when I was very young, I started a YouTube channel with skits on it in an attempt to get popular, as many of us did. And you will never find any of those videos. They are all buried. None of you can find them. Don't try to find them. You won't find them because they're extremely embarrassing. But yeah, I would say that was my first stab at fame. And I was probably like, I want to say 12 or 13.
Yeah. See, I was like younger than that when I wanted like attention and fame.
I guess I wanted it, but that was the first time where I was really like, oh, my dad has given me like his camera, and now I fully have the tools at my disposal to make this happen.
Yeah.
Like, I would always watch YouTubers and be like, I want to be a YouTuber.
Oh, same.
I want to be famous. I want to do vlogs,
Same. Yeah. And I think if I look at like my Tumblr, quite apparent. I loved the idea that it was a bunch of like anonymous people that like seemingly followed me and like worshipped me and would send me nice little compliments and stuff. So I get the appeal. And I'll end on Lena Dunham opens her novel, her memoir, by listing a bunch of deceased famous people in the dedication. So she says it's for Jean Harlow, Marilyn Monroe, Jane Mansfield, Amy Winehouse, Liam Payne, Janis Joplin, Chris Farley, Brittany Murphy, a ton of other people. And then ends with, and anyone else who was too fame-sick to be cured.
She was so dark and mysterious with that one.
I read that and tucked my bang behind my ear when I finished.
Honestly, that just solidified my belief that she truly is the millennial Tumblr girl that was writing like really good fan fiction and that got famous by accident.
And I think she did it with her chest too. That's like, I agree with her. I don't know how I feel about the airing out of other people in your life, like their personal details, but I do think that she knows herself really well enough to be like, I am so addicted to the feedback loop that this gives me. Yeah. And it gives me monetary, advances and everything. And it gives me a lot of, I think mostly she likes the recognition.
Yeah. But don't we all?
That's the thing is, if I was Lena Dunham, I would too, because Girls is a really, really, really good show. If I made Girls, oh my God.
Helena would not shut up about it.
Yeah, and that's what we're about to end this, and I'm gonna make Sydney watch that right now, and she's gonna go to bed.
Oh.
Babe, you hardly touched your Girls episode.
Well, this is just the ritual every night now where Helena pulls up several movie or TV show clips and she's like, can I just show this to you? Can I just show this to you really quick? And I'm like, yes, dear.
I love language.
And I'm definitely loving it.
Sydney's seeking someone to fill the spare room, by the way.
Yeah, I'm going to include a link below, guys. It's a change.org petition to get my toxic roommate who forces me to watch content kicked out.
I hold Sydney in the living room, Clockwork Orange style. I pry her eyelids open and I make her watch scenes from movies she's never seen and will never see.
Right. That reminds me, I should go get the eyelid clips for after this. I think they're in your room.
I left them warming up for you, babe.
Oh, thanks.
Oh, we have fun. We have a lot of fun here.
Oh, we have a lot of laughs.
We have a lot of laughs. We have a lot of fun here. It's a really fun place to work.
Yeah, on the couch.
If only.
Someday.
Well, if you guys keep listening someday, yeah. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button.
Opening cameos and Patreon next week.
We should start doing that, like, unironically for our friends, for, like, their birthdays. Just send them, like, hey Cameron, it's me, Helena. I just wanted to wish you a happy birthday, dog. Hope it's a good one.
Hey Cameron, it's Sydney, co-host of the Need to Debrief podcast, featured on Spotify, Apple Music, and all of your favorite podcast platforms. Just coming through to tell you, happy birthday, man. So happy for you. Love you.
Once we hit like 10 views on the YouTube videos when we post these, then we can start acting like that.
Yeah. Oh, I'll be insufferable.
Sending that to Cameron for like her birthday and then requesting $10.
Like, happy birthday. I'll take my payment within 30 days, please.
And then putting a giant Need to Debrief watermark over it so she can't even put it anywhere.
Property of Need to Debrief. Do not redistribute.
That's how fucking serious about my business I am.
Right.
Anyways, guys, check the description for cameos coming soon if you want to get one of those. Great opportunity. Sydney, would you ever okay, sorry, one last question. I hate starting these and I hate ending these. When would you consider doing cameos?
Where and when?
Yeah, actually. When would you consider doing cameos? Like, would you ever?
God, like, no. I really don't want to. I mean, I can't lie. It is a really easy way, seemingly, to make some cash if you're even like D or C list famous.
Yeah.
A list, I don't know why you bother, but
yeah, no,
sure.
I don't even know if they do that.
Yeah, because every time I've gone on Cameo, just like out of curiosity, it is majority people I don't know, or like so and so from so and so football team, like side character from Disney Channel originals, like. It's really random. And then it's like kind of famous people, you know?
Allegedly, Snoop Dogg is doing them for $5,000.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. The rare celebrity that's on there, it's like
Snoop Dogg will do anything.
You're going to go into debt.
And I also argue that it's probably AI.
No.
Snoop Dogg loves AI of himself.
Don't tell me that. See, like, Ash Trevino is crazy.
We're looking through the potential cameos.
Oh my God, wait, go back. Do you know him?
Beaufemme.
He's the guy who's like, hello, princess. And then he slaps his feet together.
Oh, really?
He's like,
$100 for a cameo from him, by the way.
And you know what? I would pay for that.
You can get, for $120, you can get James and Shelley from Love on the Spectrum. Love.
See, like, if I was kind of sitting at that level of fame and people were asking me to some degree, yeah, I'd do it. Oh my God, like, quick $100 just to be like, happy birthday, princess. Yes, of course.
Yeah, I will say,
like Kevin from John Kiriakou, Matthew Morrison.
Okay, $307 for a
I lied. I love Cameo. I love Cameo.
Crazy. The AI Baby Trump is $60 from the
crazy.
Baby News Network.
I lied. Now I don't like Cameo again.
Wow. This is a lot of celebrities that...
Miriam Margolyes. John Cusack. Only $169. Dean Norris.
Okay, worth. Lisa Vanderpump, $329. That's crazy.
Kevin O'Leary for $1,500. To hear him tell you, like, stop being poor. Chris Hansen.
$109 for Chris Hansen.
Dorinda. Nikki Blonsky.
I have a picture with her. I don't need that.
I love how the end of this podcast is just us shouting celebrities' names and being like,
Guys,
Lisa Rinna!
$350 for a Lisa Rinna cameo. Cody Coase is only $152. That's bad.
AJ and Big Justice.
$119. Ooh, worth it. Misha Collins, $345.
See, but like, guys, so many of these are people that I've never heard of in my entire life. Miles, though. He's funny. I love him. He's the guy who had the song that's like, I shot my grandma with a bazooka.
Yeah, right.
Real ones get it. Hey, if you know who Miles is, throw a like and a comment down below.
The last review he got from today was 2 stars. Did you even read what I wrote? 2 stars for trying. Everyone else is happy with it, but yeah, the only cameo I've ever gotten was for my parents from the guy from Telemarketers. I don't know if you remember.
Yes.
From Pat from Telemarketers. And that was really good. It was 2 minutes long. He did not need to do all that. And he put a cut in the middle and then edited it. And I was like, did he edit the cameo? He did.
I kind of love that.
And it was only like $30. It was such a good
There are
deal.
some deals on here.
All right, well, we're on Cameo, guys. If you want a little video shout out.
Yay!
Kidding.
Well.
Bye.
Oh. Bye.